Well, good morning, and I want to welcome everybody here to the Texas Governor's Mansion. I'm so proud to have Jim Lee, who will be speaking here shortly, be at this event and make such a transformational announcement for what we are doing. Great to see Governor Perry back here. We got some state officials here, Representative Capriglione, Senator Tam Parker, and Representative Morgan Meyer with us here today. They know the value of what we're about to announce and what it will mean for the future of Texas. Texas already has become the home of capital in the United States of America. Today, we are staking a claim as a home of capital markets with the addition of the Texas Stock Exchange. This is another step that expands the financial might of Texas in the United States and cements our economic power on the global stage. The Texas economic juggernaut is well established. Texas ranks #1 over the past month, #1 over the past year for the state creating the most new jobs of any state in the United States of America. CEOs who make business decisions for the companies every single day have ranked Texas as the #1 state in which to do business for 20 years in a row. Texas ranks #1 in the United States for the past 12 years in a row as the #1 state for the most economic development projects. And when you look at the number of Fortune 500 companies that are flocking to our state, you can see that there is no state in America that has such a bustling economy. When you add it all up, it's really astonishing what's happened to the Texas economy. As we gather on the front steps of the mansion today, there are only 7 countries with an economy larger than Texas. The United States, obviously, China, India, Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany, and France. And the way things are going, by this time next year, Texas may very well pass France and have the 7th largest economy in the entire world. Many of America's most consequential companies are Texan, including energy powers like Chevron, ExxonMobil, Phillips 66, Valero, Energy Transfer, and so many others. Technology leaders like AT&T, Dell, Texas Instruments, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, Oracle, and many more. Transportation leaders like Southwest Airlines and American Airlines. And the leaders of innovation that will cast the future of Texas and America for the decades to come, companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and countless others. Add to that financial heavyweights that either call Texas home or have massive operations here. Companies like Charles Schwab, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Texas Capital Bank, and many more. Texas, or let's say business, is booming so much in Texas. We now have our own exchange-traded fund. It's a basket of stocks of only Texas companies. A stock exchange in Texas has long been a vision of mine. Today's announcement is the next logical step in the trajectory of business in Texas. The Texas Stock Exchange will ensure that businesses have access to capital and that market participants have more choices. Texas is the modern embodiment of the American dream, where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. And the Texas Stock Exchange will ensure more businesses have that opportunity. And now the man who has really put all of this project together, and the leader of the operation, and that is Jim Lee.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for hosting the Texas Stock Exchange this morning on this beautiful on this beautiful grounds and this beautiful morning. It is a privilege to be here today. And thank you for your leadership that has made Texas the economic envy of the world, and your vision that has now brought the capital markets to our state. Under your leadership, every indicator of relevance points to Texas. Economic growth, population trends, job creation, corporate expansions, relocations, exports, foreign direct investments, you name it. The message is clear. Texas is the place where businesses come to compete, to innovate, to thrive, while leaning into the pro-business climate that you have set. The next logical step for Texas is to establish structurally sound capital markets. With a GDP of $2.6 trillion, Texas is now the 8th largest economy in the world. There are 45 countries smaller than Texas that have their own stock exchange. Today, 1 in 10 public companies in the U.S. call Texas home. We now have more finance professionals in the state of Texas than there are in the state of New York. And with 170 co-location and enterprise data centers in Dallas alone, we now have the infrastructure necessary to operate national exchanges right here in Texas. The Texas Stock Exchange will operate from Dallas as a national exchange offering global access for companies to list and trade their shares. In addition, we will provide access to exchange-traded funds and a range of data services. Governor, we're joined here today by many prominent business leaders and some of the largest financial institutions in the world. They're both active investors and leaders in this effort that will impact Texas for generations. At Texas, we're proud to have earned the broadest base of support from across the worlds of business, capital markets, and policy. Competition is at the core of what we're doing. We've engaged with dozens of public companies to more fully understand their needs. Issuers are looking for deep liquid markets and enhanced visibility around their names, but they also want a better public market experience through greater alignment and stability around listing standards and costs. Trading organizations, the largest liquidity providers, want more competition too, driven by innovative, low latency technology and, of course, lower costs, especially for market data and how members access or connect to exchanges. At Texas, we're laser focused on the needs of market participants. Our next step is to submit a registration with the SEC, which we will do in the coming months. Pending approval, we will execute our first trades at the end of next year and launch listings in early 26. And with those first trades and listings, Governor, Dallas will become a new hub for capital markets in the United States. Governor Abbott, your vision and determination led us here today. The Texas Stock Exchange was 60 years in the making, but it was your leadership 5 years ago that truly brought the capital markets to our state. Thank you again, sir, for hosting us and for your leadership of our great state.
Thank you, Jim. We're happy to take a few questions.
What does this mean for kind of everyday Texans who want to invest? Is this something that everyday people can get on board with?
So it'll mean something for everyday Texans, but in doing so, it actually will mean something for businesses in Texas and businesses across the country. It provides an additional platform, which, as Jim can explain, which we believe will eventually become the premier trading platform. And what that does is going to bring even more businesses to the state of Texas. And in doing so, that means many more good, high-paying jobs for our state. So this is really the beginning of accelerating our already red-hot economy in the state of Texas that will attract more business here, create more jobs here, and cement Texas's position as the best state for doing business. Did you want to add to that?
I think I was spot on.
All right, go ahead.
So to date, we've raised a little bit over $135 million, which makes us the most well-capitalized national securities exchange applicant to ever file a registration with the SEC. Two of the members that are lead institutions, both BlackRock and Citadel Securities, are represented here today, and they serve on our board or as observers. Fortress in Dallas and Westwood and a number of others have publicly announced participation. Over time, we will release the full cap table, but it's very deliberate what we've put together. We have issuers represented both for exchange-traded funds and corporate issuers. We have major liquidity providers that are aligned and in the cap table, and we have the major trading organizations, brokers and dealers that access market on behalf of investors every day. They're represented in our cap table, and they're a big part of what we're doing. No, this is as apolitical an exchange as could ever be put together, and so there are no plans for anything like that.
If I could add one thing about that, there is a reason why Texas is #1 for doing business, and that's because we make it as easy as possible to do business in the state of Texas. The same thing goes with the Texas Stock Exchange. Got it? Good. All right. Have a great day.